money, people. I have like little adults walking around town spending my money. So
isn't it amazing how they grow up from diapers and do that? They just like
it is.
Yes.
I mean, it's a wonderful life that they live, but this could not be more spot on. And Rachel knows a little bit about what I've been dealing with, and she literally grabbed my arm when some of the cards came up to like hold me.
You could see your face.
Yeah,
like, everything was like.
No,
and
I'm
a
like
little
flushed.
bit that I knew about you, I was like, oh, Liza, this was amazing.
Yeah.
Really amazing. Well, don't worry, Bob. Your turn's coming up, too.
Okay. I think the lesson is I need to worry less and know that I need to learn how to meditate.
Yeah, and also trust in the universe. Okay. Trust that things are going to fall into place the right way and not try to control every outcome.
I love controlling things,
me too. And do we ever, as a mother, we never stop. Our worry, it's the way it is.
Yeah.
I don't think we can ever control that.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah. You worry when it's just...
I have 3 kids of my own, so I know. I can totally relate to what you're going through.
It's like in our DNA. It's just amazing. Okay, so Rachel,
are
you ready?
Thank you.
That was amazing.
Very first time.
Oh, okay. Oh, you're a newbie.
I've been told that I'm very open.
Oh, that's good.
Because I was at a jewelry store, and it was 20 years ago, and I was told that I might not be able to have children, and the person had no idea and said, "Don't worry, you're going to have a little girl next July," and I did.
Oh my gosh!
Yes, so
that's
I think
beautiful.
I'm very open. So let's see.
Oh, okay,
good.
And you're excited.
Okay.
Okay, so let me quickly shuffle for you. And of course, you want just general as well.
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or you could do general, and she can ask a question, whatever you want.
Yeah, whatever. Oops, everything's falling up.
The cards are so excited.
I know. Your energy is so good. They're dealing with. But they're jumping all over. Okay. Okay. So let's see. Okay, I'm going to have you do the same thing.
It's the 3 piles.
Yep. 3
so
piles.
no pressure. I mean, do you? When there's a lot of people, do you usually have people? And I shouldn't probably interrupt you, but
no. Sometimes, especially when I do parties and events too.
Okay.
So sometimes I'll have like a room full of like 20 people, and everybody wants a reading. So I have to really cut them down because it's impossible to dive into each person's like reading for a half an hour to an hour. I do 15-minute readings for them, and everybody's like kind of excited, and the energy is crazy, and it's a great experience, but of course we have people listening to each other's readings, and sometimes I ask them, I say, "Are you okay with this?" And they're like, "Yeah, it's fine. These are all my girlfriends. They all know everything about me." So I'm like, "Okay."
Okay.
But of course it's fun to have those events too, because you get a little snippet of what I do, and then usually people come back again. So
Oh.
Okay. Just pull some clarifications. So these cards aren't bad if you're like wondering about them.
Yeah, I saw one of them. I said, "What does that mean?"
Oh yeah, that's usually being kind of stuck in your brain fog, and it's like letting your thoughts and worries take over.
Okay.
And when it's reversed, it's also letting you know that it's like you have more control over this than anything. So it's like just letting go of like a lot of like there's a lot of deep like worries that you're going through right now. And I feel like they're very similar to what she's going through as well, except for, oh my gosh, my ears are ringing. So yeah, I do feel like there is something that is definitely happening. Oh, wow. The 2 of Wands is your overall energy here. So this is all about taking action and making choices right now. And there is some new surprises coming into play. This could be something new connected to money, or it could be a really good positive experience that is going to be coming into play here, which is good. I do feel like there's a time in your past that you were letting go of a lot of restrictions. And I feel like you've really opened yourself up a little bit more. And I feel like that's happened more recently. And the thing is that you're more active in communicating the way that you feel and the way that you see things lately, which is really good. And I do feel like that's going to help you, especially as you're coming into the future. And I do feel like there's a lot of aspects in your life that are kind of open-ended, where you're still not sure what's going to happen, and you're kind of like, okay, what do I do now? And I'm just like, I can't see the end point just yet. But the thing is, we do have the house here with the Knight of Cups, and that's a really positive energy. It's saying that things are going to work out. There might even be a new person coming in and offering you something. And I do feel like it's connected to this surprise that's coming into play here. And it's also about stability. So I do feel like this could be connected to money. And it could also be connected to like something that's very happy and exciting that's going to make you feel really good. I feel like about yourself and how far you've come, because you're going to look back on the things that have been the challenges in your life, and you're going to say, wow, look how far I've come, and I've made such a major change in the way that I do things, and also the way that I see things as well. So there's going to be choices and decisions that are going to come into play that you're going to have to make, but there's going to be something that's actually a surprising element to it. So
I can't wait.
Yeah.
Exciting.
And it could be, money that's coming in. So, or it could even be like love, or it could even be something that's going to be making you feel like really connected emotionally. So, so it's going to be happy.
Yeah, no, that all makes sense to me.
It does? Okay.
Yeah, everything that's been going on in my life, just the journey.
Yeah, the journey.
How far I've come.
Yes. And I feel like you've had a lot of challenges in the past.
Yes.
A lot. And I feel like some of them are connected to love, because you have the love card here.
Yes.
So you may have felt that you were let down by somebody. But there, when the Knight of Cups comes into play here, this is something new and wonderful that's coming into play, that it could even be a new love offering. Okay. So that's exciting.
Isn't this the best therapy session ever?
I'm definitely going to come back to see you.
I know. Do you want to ask her a question? You can ask her a question if you want.
No, that really, because I have so many different things going on, like health issues.
Okay.
I'm dealing with a lot of kind of severe health issues.
Okay, yeah.
And
that could be where this is all.
Yeah, and where am I, going to live and have to move, and just all those different things.
Well, there is good news coming in. So, and of course, with the house here, it's very strong and solid, and it's also having stability.
Okay.
And not being worried about, because the house is a very strongly built foundation. Okay. So it's letting you know that you're going to be very solid, and things are going to be stable for you. So you're not going to have to worry.
Oh, that's such a relief.
Yeah.
Okay. See, we
De-stress
all came together for a reason.
I'm back to see you for sure.
She aims to empower people, step into their own power, and focus on their dreams and goals as a life coach, intuitive, empath as well. I want to talk a little bit about the empath. Liza Mariani. Readings by her is Liza, MARIANI.com. I'll have it on all my social media as well. Let's talk about an empath a little bit, because I don't think people really understand that.
Well, an empath is something that I've always been, and a lot of people are empaths. It's usually empaths are people who can feel very deeply, and they can feel somebody else's emotions even from across the room. Like, say you walk into your house, and your child is, in the room, but they're like sitting there, and you can feel like they're upset, and right away. Like, you don't even have to see their face. You can feel the energy. And that's what an empath is you can feel people's emotions. And I can feel people's emotions like right away. And sometimes it's so strong that if I'm in a public place, I have to go, because if there's something very negative going on or something that is very draining, I will have to leave, because it will almost sap me out. And the same goes true for like a very happy and, like a wedding or like a funeral, like things that have very high emotions. I feel very deeply, so I can also feel everybody else's emotions in the room. And it's sometimes can be overwhelming. So, of course, I also, can sense people's emotions even when I'm giving readings and even when I'm connecting with them. So
I was going to ask you about that. So let's just give an example. So you're walking into the drugstore, and there's somebody there, and you feel like you could feel their energy.
Yes.
Right? So, and what if it's something that you really feel like they need to know? Would you ever approach them?
It depends. If I feel like this person is approachable.
Yeah, right.
Because not everybody is. They're going to look at me like I'm crazy.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I've had situations happen where all of a sudden I will just strike up a conversation with just some random person. Right. And feel like, they're going through something. So maybe I need to tell them like something to make them feel better about their day, so that way to get them back on their path. Because a lot of times people walk around with this black cloud around them, and they don't see anything else, and they don't understand that, it can affect other people because they can feel your energy. So I will see that and I'll be like, and I'll just give them a nice compliment and be like, oh, you look so pretty today. I love your coat or your sweater. You look, and I love your earrings. And they'll be like, oh, thank you. And then I'll just go into a quick little thing and just like telling them something like positive, and it will just uplift them a little bit. So that way they're not having that like negative drain going on for the rest of the day. It just gives them a little boost in their day.
Amazing. So with all of us in the room right now, Bob, Rachel, Trish, myself, do you feel all the energy? Is it exhausting for you?
No, this is a small group.
Okay.
I'm talking about like big groups, and especially like very high emotional like activities. Like I can feel it.
I'm sure if you're like a basketball game or football game, all that energy from everybody is probably. How do you turn it off?
A lot of times I have to like envision like, white light around me, so that way I'm protecting myself from absorbing that energy, because it can get very draining. So I've done that quite a few times, especially when I go to parties or events where I know there's somebody who is very negative that's going to be there, and I will envision white light around me, and I'll walk in and I'll be like, okay, I've got this. I'm like, I won't allow their negative energy to penetrate into me, because it will just completely ruin the night for me, and I'll just be like, okay, I have to leave.
I can imagine. What do you think that people fear the most in life?
I think people fear rejection the most. Rejection, and also loss even for their own family, for their loved ones, and also even their own loss, like their own health. And health is a major concern for a lot of people, and like really having a handle on it, and also feeling into like their own health and trying to how to heal themselves and trying to figure out solutions to that. But also money is, I feel like, the negative stressor for everyone, right? Which is the number
even
one
if you
thing.
Have enough, it's
never enough,
right?
It's never enough. And I get people coming to me all the time, even they could be multimillionaires, but they still have issues with money, and they're like, I need to find out what's going to happen with this. I'm like really worried about it. And it's like, you have to like not allow money to control you. That's one thing that I always feel like I tell people. I go, you have to understand that this is just a material thing, and that more important things in life are the ones that you should be focusing on.
That's so very true and well said. How can one invite more happiness into their life?
Oh, yeah, that's a good question.
Thank you.
That's a really good question. More happiness. Well, I believe in the law of attraction. And especially as you're in a very negative mindset, that's when you're welcoming in, negative things to happen in your life. When you try to look at things very positively, and you have a very open mind, and you try to be very loving and giving, the more that you give to others and you share your love with others, the more that you get it back in return. And I do feel like that is more about bringing more love in. And if you want to welcome more love into your life and manifest that, that's the best way to start.
I was taught that by Pat Longo, who taught Teresa Caputo and gave her gift. She's known her, she's a little girl.
Yes.
And long story short is she came into my life, I want to say 5.5 years ago. I was on the plane. My dad was diagnosed with bladder cancer. And I got a message saying, would you like to have Pat Longo on your show? And I said, who is Pat Longo? Fast forward 2 weeks later, I believe she healed my dad at that point for the next 5 years. She's been instrumental in my life. She is the most amazing person in the world. And she taught me you have to manifest.
Yes.
What you put out there is what you get back.
Exactly.
And, she's truly an amazing woman. So manifest. Everyone should manifest, because
Absolutely.
I mean, look at the whole Kobe Bryant tragedy. Vanessa, like, she stood up there and gave that speech in front of thousands of people, and her strength should be a message to all of us, I believe. Yeah. So if intuitive counselor Liza Mariani, her personal readings, she has a YouTube channel. She'll talk about that in a minute. Liza, MARIANI.com. You need to experience her. I think we're going to give Bob, the engineer, a little reading.
Finally.
He's been waiting for 10 years for this.
He's been very patient.
He has to put up with me every week. So
I got to get something out of this.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. So it'll be interesting. 18 years of living in a toxic marriage. She found her gift. So, Liza, you really are amazing. I mean, proof in the pudding. You've never met Rachel or Trish, and here you are. And I had a personal reading from you, so I personally vouch for you. It's pretty amazing. And it's like the best therapy in the world.
Yes, I have people come to me and they say this is actually more for therapy than for getting a reading.
But isn't there something about her? You're just your warmth. I said to you when you